welcome to the KC and PC Fantasy Football Podcast. It's me again, KC, and he's PC, and this is week 5 of the fantasy football season, and I just wanted to start off the program by talking about days of the week. So every week, I'm looking at my players' schedules and silently cursing or praising the fantasy gods, because in my mind, the date and time of every player's game means something. First off, Thursday nights, gets the football week going, and I'm never really sure whether to say yay or boo to a Thursday night game. A hot or slow start will definitely affect my mood the rest of the week, and it could potentially make me start more conservative or high-ceiling players.
Wait a minute. Don't forget about Taco Tuesdays. If your players indulge in too much Mexican food, when game day rolls around, they could still be grunting out Montezuma's beef and being revenge and not be able to dial it up. That was a both taco joke and the dial-up joke rolled into one and baked until golden brown.
Yum, I guess? Okay, next up are a couple of weird game times. The rare Saturday game and Sunday morning London game. Both are kind of off-putting. Saturdays are for college football, not the pros, and Sunday mornings are for Communion's bread and wine, not London's fish and chips. If I have a guy playing either of those time slots, it kind of bugs me, and my jam-packed calendar of, visiting art exhibits, attending monster truck rallies, and eating Brenner with celebrities, I really don't have time to watch those games.
I actually like the London games. It's the perfect excuse to start drinking early and just let one hangover seep into the next. And there's nothing better than a beer in hand on Sunday morning. Can I get an amen?
I'll take no part in your blasphemy. The rest of the Sunday slate, I don't really think too much about. I enjoy having a guy or two on Sunday night, but really other than that, it's just business as usual. Now, having a stud on Monday night, that is what dreams are made of. It gives you hope, lets you dream, and it allows you one more day of wishing for miracles.
Or one more day to dread if you're playing against the dude with hope.
Indeed. So there you go. Thursday to Monday. Every game time has a different feel to it.
And again, don't forget Taco Tuesday.
We just wanted to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors, Pasture Prime. Do you drink milk? Are you over the age of 30? Pasture Prime is a new milk substitute engineered with you specifically in mind. Extracted from wild water buffalo, which ironically produce milk, then heated until it's lukewarm. Pasture Prime is bursting with everything your aging body needs, like calcium and stuff. I drink it, PC drinks it, and anyone who wants to slow their rapid physical decline or delay their inevitable death should drink Pasture Prime too.
How does it taste, you ask? Well, just imagine what the crisp, cool waters of the fountain of youth might taste like. It's the exact opposite of that. Not great. Lots of grassy undertones.
Pasture Prime is not intended for those under 30 years of age. May cause loss of hope, increased nostalgia, and severe diarrhea. Hey guys, and welcome back. It is my privilege and honor to welcome to the KC and PC Fantasy Football Podcast, a man I'm proud to call my friend, but ashamed to call my lover. This is Erac Helgeson. How's it going there, Eric?
See, now, why you gotta do that to me? I thought we were good together. And
we were very good together. That's why we're lovers.
Your pillow talk is always very encouraging and makes me think that we're good, but you say stuff like that, it makes me question us.
Oh, well, that's how it is. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions here to, the league knows you pretty well already, but I thought we'd just ask some questions and get your hot takes on some of these very, very complicated issues. So first of all, who is the one player in the NFL you'd like to get a beer with? Anybody in particular?
I'm going to catch some flack for this because the Golden Boy is my favorite, and it'd have to be Tom Brady.
So you're just selling out to Tom.
Yeah. He'd probably order some, like, Appletini or some shit because that guy's a little bit questionable.
Indeed.
But still, he's the best player in the league. And, yeah, I'd like to hear some stories. I don't know.
Would you expect him to pay, or would you be willing?
Willing in what? Paying or? No, he would have to pay, dude.
All right.
Millionaire.
All right, and let's see number 2 here. If you were the inventor of a kid's toy called the bubble screen, what would the toy look like or do you think? The bubble screen.
I think it would probably be a remote control miniature Darren Sproles.
Ooh, interesting. Just kind of run around everywhere and take them on the sidewalk.
Maybe like a bobblehead version that just has like little legs that run. Okay. I don't know, like an RC Darren Sproles.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, here are a few questions about the members in the league here. So, who do you think, which G4L member is most likely to end up in prison, if you think, besides yourself, of course?
Yeah, because I've already got one foot in the door. I'm going to say Little Eric, because he's sneaky quiet, and he might be a serial killer in the making.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Little Eric B.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Just kind of a middle of the night.
Soft-spoken, like just drag a blade across your throat.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
And then kind of just enjoy the gushing.
Oh, yeah. And which member is most likely to win the lottery but lose the ticket?
Vassal.
Okay, moving on. That was an easy one. To give away all his worldly possessions.
Ross, because he's the kind of guy that wants to live in like one of those tiny houses. You can just move to a park and live there for a year.
I can see it.
So Ross would definitely just go the hobo route and just give away everything and go do whatever he does.
I can see that. Okay, and what are your predictions for the Cowboys this year? What's the win-loss record and playoffs? No, what are you thinking?
Before the Travis Frederick AIDS whatever that he got, probably would have said 11-5, 10-6, but I don't know about the I can't remember the fill-in name, but I'd probably put him at like 8-8 and maybe 9-7 max. Bubble playoff team, probably not gonna make it.
Okay. Would you be more or less likely to watch a football game in which every player on the field is either concussed the entire game or suffering from CTE?
So I'm a pro wrestling fan, and I feel like the CTE aspect would make them all just trying to kill each other, and it would turn into a combat sport rather than an aggressive sport. So I'd go CTE.
Okay, I'll watch it more then. Okay.
Woo!
And then finally, do you have any memories, good or bad, of the league? Any special moments or miserable moments that you can recall?
In the past, probably Daryl having his leg waxed, just pulling that hair out, or the jalapenos. In the present, probably this interview. This is really enjoyable, actually. And in the future, I'm worried about my clown costume bit. So, yeah. Past, present, and future. It's always great in G4L.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Eric, so much for joining us, and we will hopefully beat you this week.
I hate you. Bye.
And now, a short sermon from Reverend John Kleeshay. I take the pulpit today with a troubled heart. The NFL is back on TV, and heaven help us, I've noticed a drop in church attendance. So, brothers and sisters, I'm here to remind you what Sundays are truly for. Praising God and craving Chick-fil-A. I'm here to tell you that you need to be worried about VBS, not what's on CBS. Be concerned about the end times, not end zones. Recall that it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve Smith Sr. Focus on Hail Marys, not... Well, that one doesn't work, but you get the idea. While football players are studying their playbook on Sundays, we should be studying ours. I call it the good book, the Bible. But if you're struggling with temptation, you're not alone. Some wrestle with sinful hands. They constantly use their phones to check ESPN and tweak their fantasy lineups. For those, I suggest joining our praise band. An acoustic guitar or drum set will occupy your fingers in a God-pleasing way. And for those that endlessly chatter about past fantasy triumphs or defeats, why not become a greeter? Turn your voice into a welcoming mouthpiece for the Lord. Now, do I have any advice for the heathens who prioritize fantasy football over faith? Yes, of course. First, remember that God helps those who help themselves. This is especially true when it comes to the waiver wire. Second, don't forget that everything happens for a reason. Injuries to starters are often an opportunity for season-changing trades. And finally, just know that God will never give you more than you can handle. You'll eventually be on the positive side of a 1-point win yourself. In conclusion, please, I ask that you heed all of these words. Truly take them to heart. Unless Tim Tebow makes a comeback, then Sundays are for football and you can forget everything I just said. We'll turn the parking lot into a mecca for tailgaters.